Hi, I'm Michelle Dumas, the founder and CEO of Distinctive Career Services, the Internet's premier resume writing and career marketing specialist. In this video, I'll be showing you close to a dozen real client case studies and before and after examples of professionally written resumes that my team and I have prepared. Since 1996, we have helped literally thousands of professionals at all levels and from virtually every industry create personal marketing campaigns that win jobs and marshal challenging career changes. When I talk with prospective clients, some of the most common questions I get are about why. Why would I want to have my resume professionally written? How can it help and what difference does it make? I hope you stay with me these next few minutes while I answer those questions for you. Using real case studies from real clients my team and I have worked with, I will illustrate the dramatic difference working with us can make for you. Okay, are you ready? So let's get started. Since you're watching this video, it's a really good bet that you're ready to move your career forward, but you don't really know where to start. Maybe you're uncomfortable and insecure about going after a new job or promotion. You likely know that your resume format is outdated and the content lackluster, and you might lack confidence and worry about how you stand up against your competition. If you're like most people, you are really struggling with how to promote yourself in writing. If you've spent any time in the job market recently, you've probably noticed that the simple, backwards-facing, autobiographical style of resume from years past is no longer enough. The example you see on your screen right now is that of one of my personal recent clients. Michael was a senior IT manager hovering on the edge of an executive role, but unable to move up. His backward-facing, historical resume that focused on job responsibilities just wasn't getting any results. My complete overhaul and rewrite is not only more attractive and far easier to read, it's forward-looking, focused on his target position, and differentiates him with a clear emphasis on the value that he offers his next employer. First impressions are everything, and to be competitive in today's job market, you need a forward-looking presentation that proves your potential through powerful, compelling, memorable stories that speak to the needs of those with the power to hire you. And it needs to do so in an attractive, engaging, and eye-appealing way. The example you're seeing on your screen right now was written by one of my top-notch team of talented professional resume writers. It illustrates these concepts perfectly. Which resume do you think will get better results? Here's another before and after example written by one of the amazingly talented writers on the Distinctive Career Services team. The differences are dramatic and go far beyond the eye-catching design to the content of the resume. A well-written professional resume will draw your reader in with stories of challenges, actions, and results. They're content-rich while formatted in a way that makes it easy to grasp key information at little more than a glance. So perhaps you're now thinking, well, who really cares about my resume? My career has come this far with just the basics. This example is another from among my private clients. Karen was ready to reach for a stretch goal. Although she'd been performing the functions of a CIO, her job title was actually just a vice president. She was ready to advance to the C-suite and to propel her career forward to the next step. But her self-written basic resume was getting absolutely no response. After we transformed her resume, the recruiters couldn't get to her fast enough. And more importantly, they were coming to her with interesting opportunities in line with her goals. It doesn't matter what level you're at. A basic resume will never perform as well. Here's another example from my team of writers. This time for an entry-level student who had just graduated. Have you ever really asked yourself how much further you would be if you had promoted yourself more proactively? What if you had advanced your career and your salary just a few years faster? How much more money could you be bringing home each year? So let's imagine for just a moment that this client, Nancy, at age 22, secured a choice position that paid just $5,000 more a year as a result of this resume than she would have on her own. So in other words, let's say she got a job offer at $50,000 that otherwise would have come in at about $45,000. This is not unrealistic at all. We see it all the time. After all, with her new professionally written resume, Nancy has positioned herself heads and shoulders above her competition. Virtually all of the other students who are entering the job market are doing so with resumes that look really very similar to Nancy's before version. So let's dissect this a little bit further. At 22, Nancy can probably look forward to at least another 40 years of work, right? Her starting salary just became her baseline, and that baseline is $5,000 higher, $50,000. The bottom line, for less than many people pay for a single monthly car payment, Nancy's professionally written resume should deliver a minimum $200,000 return on investment. That sounds fantastic, but in many cases, the return on investment is far, far greater than this simple example. How do I know? Well, because our clients tell me. What if tomorrow you see your dream job advertised? Are you prepared to act? Here's another before and after example from my private client files. Chris had spent his life as an actuary in the insurance industry and was completely pigeonholed by the time I met him. He desperately wanted to broaden his horizons into other areas of the insurance industry. He had all sorts of cutting-edge ideas, and he was really passionate about implementing these to improve the financial performance of an agency. But he wasn't even getting in for an interview for any position that interested him. All they saw was an actuary. He was pigeonholed. My transformation of his resume completely changed that for him. For the first time, he was able to confidently compete for his dream positions. Now, let me explain that when you work with Distinctive Career Services, you will have a choice to work with me directly or to work with one of the talented writers on our team. No matter what you choose, you will receive the same top-notch quality and service that Distinctive Career Services has been legendary for more than 20 years now. But there are differences, and depending on your situation, you may find one option more suited to your needs than the other. To learn about these differences, visit the URL you see on your screen, www.distinctiveweb.com/compare/. Again, that's www.distinctiveweb.com/compare. So by now, you probably realize that every time you go to the job market with a less than effective resume, you are wasting an opportunity, holding your career back and leaving money on the table. Can you really afford to squander an opportunity like that? On your screen right now is another example from my private client files. The interesting thing about this example is that the before version was written by one of the cut-rate resume firms that advertise on the internet. Now, as soon as Sarah sent this to me, I saw the problems, and there were many. But one of the most important was a focus that did not match Sarah's target. Now, I don't care how well the resume is written. If the focus is off, it will not get results. The firm hadn't taken the time to really understand Sarah's goals and instead used a cookie cutter format that just wasn't right for her. Another serious problem was the inclusion of a professional headshot. In the US, you should never do this. In fact, rather than be accused of discrimination, many recruiters will immediately discard a resume that includes a headshot. This made me suspect that the other firm was using offshore writers unfamiliar with the US job market. So the bottom line was this: Sarah wasn't getting any results, and she didn't understand why. She thought she had hired a professional to help her. This is precisely why I urge every client to check the credentials of any firm you are considering working with. Look for certifications and participation in professional associations. Make sure the writers are attending regular training to keep their skills sharp and up to date with trends. Review their customer testimonials. And above all, make sure you have seen examples of the resumes they have created for other clients. Now, Sarah was almost ready to give up when she contacted me. After a few years working in the public sector, during which she was deeply unhappy, Sarah was really eager to return to the private sector in a pharmaceutical or other healthcare-related sales position. This was a career track that she had excelled in previously. My recreated version of Sarah's resume overcame the problems of the previous one and was far more effective, getting results fast. Here's another similar situation. The before resume was written by another firm. When it didn't get results, Amy, who was trying to make a complete career change into a new industry, came to us for help. The after resume is an outstanding example of a career change resume written by one of the top-notch professional resume writers on the Distinctive Career Services team. A bargain is not a bargain if it sets your career back weeks or months or worse, and that is exactly what can happen to you with a resume that isn't appropriately focused or well-written. Do not let this happen to you. Now, let's come back to you for a moment. If you're like most people I talk with, you're at least a little bit insecure about your resume. And if you're honest with yourself, you're probably very insecure. Imagine if instead you felt confident that your resume competitively positioned you for the career path you desire and helped you to stand out from your competition, just like this resume helped my private client stand out and achieve his career goals. What impact would that have on your confidence in pursuing the jobs you really want? And what if you totally flip the job search process? Just like the example showcased here, written by one of the Distinctive Career Services team of writers, what if your personal brand and value messaging was so spot on and compelling that recruiters actually came looking for you? These are the benefits that our professional resume writing and career marketing services will provide to you. Whether you are a seasoned CEO or a young professional just getting started in your career, the resumes that we write and other career marketing services that we provide will speed your job search. They'll open doors and advance your career more quickly, and they will help to elevate your earnings potential so you can make more money. Our approach is very personal and one-on-one, but it is also streamlined and efficient. We take the worry and the struggle and the stress out of the entire process for you. In just 2 to 4 weeks, we can completely transform your resume, your LinkedIn profile, and your entire personal career marketing strategy. If you're wanting to feel the peace of mind and confidence that comes with knowing that you're competitively positioned for the career path that you most desire, then reach out to us to get started working with us today. To work with the Distinctive Career Services team, visit www.distinctiveweb.com. And to work directly with me, Michelle Dumas, go to www.executiveresumewriting.services. Or if you still have questions, just give us a call. We're happy to talk with you and answer any questions that you have. 800-644-9694. Again, that's 800-644-9694. Thank you so much, and we really look forward to hearing from you and helping you to achieve your career goals.